But we start this hour as US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has announced that Washington will engage with the European Union over Russian oil tariffs. He also confirmed that EU trade talks will take place separately from ongoing discussions on Russian sanctions. This comes as France's Finance Minister Marc Ferracci said that US President Donald Trump's tariffs could be mortal for some French industries. Ferracci said that the EU's position must be one of negotiation, but he also addressed countermeasures against the US if talks fail. Let's listen to the French Finance Minister.
D'un niveau comme celui qui a été annoncé par l'administration américaine, c'est-à-dire de 30%, aurait des conséquences absolument dramatiques sur l'ensemble des chaînes de valeur qui sont extrêmement intégrées. Certaines filières nous ont fait part d'un risque mortel. J'utilise le terme qui a été prononcé si d'aventure des droits de douane à 30% devaient être appliqués. Face à tout cela, la position de l'Europe doit être une position de négociation, mais également une position de fermeté, une échéance qui est le 1er août, puisque c'est l'échéance que les négociateurs se sont donnés pour aboutir à un accord. Si au 1er août un accord n'était pas trouvé, il faudrait que les premières séries de contre-mesures, et en particulier 21 milliards d'euros de contre-mesures qui peuvent être déclenchées de manière quasiment immédiate par l'Union européenne, soient prises. Ensuite, suivant les outils, suivant la nature des produits taxés, les processus n'ont pas le même horizon temporel. L'outil anti-coercition que j'évoquais a un horizon temporel un petit peu plus long.
Well, joining us to discuss the ramifications of these talks that are upcoming, both on trade and also Russian tariffs, Ruben Johnson, the director of the Asia Research Center at the Casimir Pulaski Foundation, joining us live from Warsaw in Poland. Ruben, thank you very much for taking the time to join us this evening. Let's first look at this trade talk and trade tensions that continues between the US and many countries, including the bloc of EU nations. How significant is it that these talks for both parties reach a conclusion and a compromise that both sides are happy with?
Well, from my perspective, this is kind of a parallel time clock now with this moratorium announced by Trump that Russia had 50 days to come to some sort of a peace agreement with Ukraine. And after 50 days, any country still trading in energy commodities with Russia would be subject to these secondary tariffs. So that's not just India and China and Brazil, but it's also some European countries which continue to buy Russian energy commodities in large quantities. So these two tracks are linked, and this is something the United States side will be using as leverage in trying to secure what they regard as an equitable arrangement with the EU.
Yes, Ruben, I want to look at the comments from Ferracci talking about potential countermeasures. Does this risk blowing up, as we saw previously with US-China tariffs, with escalation upon escalation, increased reciprocal rates followed by further reciprocal rates? It seems Donald Trump doesn't want to back down, and of course that August 1st deadline is fast approaching.
Well, for all of these people out there who haven't sat down to read Trump's Art of the Deal, and I haven't either, I just don't have the time to read through all of it, but this is typical the way he conducts a negotiation. He comes in and he asks for 130% of what he wants, and he brings in a bunch of negotiators and lawyers to try to flatten you against the wall, and the given trade goes back and forth, and in the end maybe he gets 54% of what he wants, but then he sees that as a win. So what we're seeing is round one in this process. I don't think this is going to end up in some sort of mutually assured destruction, the way some people think it, or some way some people are characterizing it.
Yes, Ruben, if you stay with us, we are